In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to sell 10K offers in 2025. Now, the first thing that I want you to understand is that the sales resistance from your prospects to sell your online services to is through the roof right now. And the reason being is that there's more and more and more people providing online services, and it's getting harder and harder to gain the trust of your audience. So what's the solution? You need to build up that trust again. And the best and easiest way to do it is by building a VOL. Now, what is a VOL? A VOL is a video offer letter, which is basically a sales asset that we send over to the prospect before hopping on the call with them. Now, inside of VOL, it's basically a step-by-step video breakdown of your entire process. So even before they hop on a call with you, they understand everything about your process. And that's super, super crucial. Now, the next question is, why use a VOL in your coaching/consulting business? I'm going to give you a super clear example. We have two coaches. Okay, the first coach uses a VOL, doesn't use a VOL, and the second coach uses a VOL. Now, when it comes to the coach number one who doesn't use a VOL, what's going to happen is that prospects are going to hop on a call with him who doesn't understand his offer. These prospects, they don't understand anything about his offer, and there's not going to be a big enough reason and urgency to show up to the call and work with you. Okay, there needs to be a super big reason, a gap and urgency for them to hop on a call with you, take an hour out of their day, hop on a call with you and work with you. Now, if there's not a big enough reason and a big enough urgency, it's going to cause a low close rate and show up rate. That's why you have probably a 20% close rate and a 50 to 60% show up rate. It's not good. Okay. Now, on the other hand, coach number two who uses a VOL, what's going to happen is prospects understand his entire process even before hopping on a call with him. So what that means is they're going to be fully bought into the process. Okay. And if they're fully bought in, then it's more likely that they're going to close and show up to your sales calls. There's more urgency. They're bought in. They like the process and they want this process to be implemented in their business or their life. It doesn't matter. That's the difference. Okay. And that's why coach number two has probably like a 35% close rate and an 85% show up rate, which is basically tripling the revenue of coach number one just because of like the extra 10% close rate and 20% show up rate. Now, let me break it down for you, like how a VOL should look like. We have two versions, okay? The one is more like a document version where you just make like a big document and just write down the VOL, and the second is more like a visual document, more like a visual presentation, which is what I'm showing you right now in a Miro board. But let me show you version one for a second. Okay, so what you need to do in the version one is first you need a headline. Okay, for my offer, it's stop burning time hunting for more leads and instead double, if not triple, your revenue with the sales pipeline you already have, because I focus on sales systems and sales processes. Now, once the headline is done, you need to create a personal story. This is what happened to you. This is what made you realize that you need to do what you do now, and this is why they need to love you. When it comes to prospects buying your services, they don't just buy a random service, they buy into you. Okay, so you need to make them love you alongside of the process, obviously, but they need to love you as well. So that's why you need to have this personal story, because they need to resonate with you. They need to resonate with your story and love you as a person. The third thing that you do is write down the step-by-step frameworks. Okay, just say step one, I don't know, for example, if you have a fitness coaching business, step one, dialing in your dieting journey or something like that. Step two, your workout plan based on your body weight and based on your body type. And step three, accountability. That's, for example, your step-by-step framework. You also add bonuses. Okay, in sales, bonuses are super, super helpful. Now, when it comes to bonuses, what is a bonus? A bonus is something that's not enough to be in the to be in the main framework, to be in the main step-by-step framework, but it's super cool to have for free. For example, let's say it's a fitness offer and the program is 3 months long. Let's say, okay, only the coaching is 3 months, but the resources and the access to the community, to all the course material, they get that for lifetime. That's a super huge bonus, because then they don't feel like they just buy something for 3 months, they buy something for lifetime. And it's a super cool bonus to have. Now, in the version one, it's a shorter explanation. Okay, it's not like a super long explanation. You just mention everything, step one, step two, step three. You make like a couple of sentences around it, but you don't make it like super long. Okay, like I said, these videos should be 15, 20 to 25 minutes long. Now, on the other hand, in the second version number two, this is the more visual one. This is the more, I would say, B2B kind of version. What I do in mine, for example, is there's a process comparison. So I have a bad process and I have a good process. In my case, it's is the sales process. So show up rate, close rate, how it's gonna change if it increases by 10%. How is it gonna affect your revenue? Blah blah blah. Compare your process, which is hopefully the good process, with a bad process, and show them how these small changes can drastically change their business. Now, after the comparison, you need to have a step-by-step, in-depth process. Now, this is not what I mentioned before, which is more like a write down a couple of sentences. This is more like a visual explanation. Okay, like mine. I have 5 steps within my process, and I just break it down step by step. What are we gonna do within each and every one of these steps? But it's visual. People can resonate with these visual examples because it looks good. They understand it. It's not like you have a script where you just made a script and you don't know what you're talking about. Here, you need to talk about all these things without having like a huge script around it. You need to just come up with your own words, and it's gonna make you look like a professional. And because of this more in-depth process, it's going to be a longer explanation, because talking about these things is going to be 2 times longer as talking about like a random text, because you're going to add your own thoughts. You're going to have some new ideas about these topics, and you just expand on it, because as a business owner, your main goal is to help people with your service delivery, and that's what you're the best at. You're not the best at sales, you're not the best at marketing, you're the best at providing your services. And the reason why version number 2 works really good as well is because you can leverage it on your YouTube channel. You can leverage it as content. And what you can do is, at the end of this VOL, you can just add a call to action in your video, like, hey, I have a if you want me to work with you, then there's a link in the description. Fill out the form, book in the call, check out the VSL, anything. I don't know what your call to action is, but you need to have a call to action under this video, and you can generate more and more leads even with the VOL. So that's why it's not just like a sales asset; it can be a marketing asset as well if you use it correctly. Now, where to use it? Okay, it's crucial as well to know, like, okay, I have the VOL now, Dominic, but where do I use it? You can use it in 3 different kind of like platforms, or 3 different ways. The first is Instagram DMs. Okay, let's say you have an appointment setter for your company. He's reaching out to all the new leads, all the inbound leads, all the outbound leads. As soon as someone books in a call with you, the first thing that you do, confirm the call. Once you've confirmed the call, you need to send them over this VOL. Okay, and you need to frame it in a way where it's like, hey, watch this video before your call. It's super crucial for you to watch this video. That's how you're gonna be 100% ready and 100% kind of like, yeah, ready for the conversation. If you can't watch it before the call, then we'll have to reschedule. That's how important it is to watch this video. So what that's gonna do to the prospect is they're gonna be like, oh shit, so I need to watch this video. But it's a trick, because as soon as they watch the video, they fall in love with your process. They know everything about you, everything about your offer, and they're gonna show up to the call because they see how good it is. Of course, if you made it in a good way. So you send it in the Instagram DMs through an appointment setter, or even yourself. You can just send it yourself. The second way to use it is email reminders. Okay, I've made a bunch of videos about email reminders before. Go and watch them. We set it up in the back end of your Calendly page, in the back end of your Calendly kind of like booking page. We use 6 emails, 4 SMS campaigns, and within one of these emails, the first email that you send immediately when they book in a call is kind of like a confirmation with some case studies, client results, and at the bottom you're gonna link this video, like, hey, it's crucial to watch this video, because if you can't watch this video before the call, we're gonna have to reschedule and wait for you to watch this video. It's that crucial, and people are gonna watch it. And what I said, basically, it can work as a YouTube VSL, this VOL. Yeah, you just upload this on YouTube, have like a super cool subtitle for it as well, so people click on it, and then there's a call to action for the description at the end of the call, where they can watch the actual video. So those are kind of like the 3 ways how you can use the VOL. Now, when it comes to the benefits, there's a lot. Okay, there's a lot of benefits when it comes to the VOL. The first is builds trust. Okay, they can see your expertise by watching this video. Like for example, let me scroll up. Like, if you make a Miro board like this, where you break down your whole process, covering every single one of the pain points that the prospect has, you're gonna look like a god. You look like a king. Like, oh my god, this guy knows everything about my struggles. Like this guy can help me. So that's why it's gonna build trust, your expertise, your experience, and the way you communicate the value to the market. Like I said before, in the market right now, the trust is super low because there's tens of thousands of people offering the same services. So you need to stand out. Okay, nobody trusts anybody now. Everybody's just scamming, fake gurus, all those kind of things. You need to stand out. And the only way you stand out is by giving out all your value for free. What you need to understand, I see a lot of people just being scared of posting their value. Don't be scared. Even if you, let's say you have like a 50-hour course on your offer. Like if you post that 50-hour course on YouTube, nobody's gonna just steal the process. Like what it's gonna do to the prospect is make them realize that, oh shit, this guy is posting all his value for free. So that means that he's not scared. Like, oh shit, like this guy knows what he's talking about. And they're booking a call with you to work with you because people are lazy. Okay, you need to understand that people are lazy, and instead of them trying to implement all that 50 hours of content within their business, going through all the failure, all the questions that they have around these or around that 50 hour of content, they'd rather just pay you to do it for them. Everybody's lazy. People, if there's a easier and faster solution to their problems, they'll choose that instead of just getting the free one. So first, build trust. Okay, prospects understand your full process. Now, the reason why that's gonna have like a big role within these benefits is because of your pitching. Okay, when people hop on a call with you and they know everything about your process, like everything, they trust you. They know everything about your offer. They know everything about your process. You don't have to focus on pitching because they know everything. Like I'm not even kidding. I bought a program a couple of months ago. I paid 2 grand for the program on the call, and the guy didn't even pitch me. And because the guy literally said this: "I'm not even gonna pitch you, bro. You already know everything about the offer. Do you wanna just get going?" And I was like, well, that's true, bro. Yeah, let's let's get going because I genuinely understood everything about the offer because I watched tens of videos from the guy. So I just knew that he was valid, and I just paid upfront everything. And the guy didn't even pitch me. That's how important these sales assets and especially VOL is. So people understand your process. Now the third thing is it creates urgency. Okay, if people see that you have a solution to their problems, a problem that they've been struggling with for months, maybe even years, it's gonna create a lot of urgency. Like, oh shit, I've been struggling this for months, for years, and now I have a solution. I just need to hop on this call and see what the guy has to offer. It creates a tremendous amount of urgency. And if you combine all of these three benefits, what's going to happen is your close rate is going to increase at least by 5 to 10%. I'm not even joking. Like if you close at 20% and you implement VOL, of course, in the right way, then your close rate is going to get up to like 25, 30%, like immediately within the first month. And your show up rate as well, because of the urgency. If your show up rate is 60%, it's going to go up to 70% within the first month. So how is that going to help you? Having like a measly 10% close rate and 10% show up rate, it's gonna get you an extra 15 to 30K per month cash collected to your business without getting any new leads, without spending money on ads, without pushing out content, without generating any new leads, only by fixing your sales process and adding one extra step, one extra sales asset that's 20 minutes long. It's gonna make you an extra 20K a month. And I'll break down the math for you. Okay? Let's say you have 50 sales calls a month right now. With a 60% show up rate, you have 30 live calls per month. That's, it seems okay. 60%, you have 30 live calls. Yeah, other 20 just goes down the drain. It's all good. Out of those 30 live sales calls, if it goes at 20%, you're gonna close 6 deals a month. On a 4K offer, that's 24K in contracted revenue. Now, if we add an extra 10% show up rate and an extra 10% close rate to the same offer, same leads, same everything, then out of 50 sales calls per month with a 70% show up rate, you have 30 live sales calls a month, which is 5 calls more than you had before. And on a 30% close rate, instead of closing 6 deals a month, you close 10 deals a month. Okay, now that's on a 4K offer, that's 40K in contracted revenue, which is 16K more than what you had in the previous month. Basically, not literally, but like doubling your business within 30 days of not doing anything, just adding an extra video basically to your business. It's super crucial. Okay, so again, use a VOL. People are going to understand your offer. It's going to be a way easier close for you as well. You don't need to handle objections for like 20 minutes straight because you handle everything before the call. You handle it because all the questions that they had about your offer, all the questions that they had about all their pain points and all the solution kind of stuff. You answered all of those within the VOL. That's why use it. Okay, again, two frameworks. One is more like a document type framework, and the second is more like a visual type framework. I mean, a visual type version where you break down your whole offer in a more visual presentation in a Miro board. And the first one is more like a Notion document or a Google, like a Google Word document. Could be anything like that. But yeah, choose the version that you want to go with. If you're more B2B, I would go with version number two. I like Miro. I think it's just easier to navigate. You don't have a script, and it sounds more authentic because like me in this video, like I stutter a lot. I need to think on the spot, and it makes you more authentic. Because on the other hand, version one, I would use this more for like a B2C offer, where buyers are not like that much aware of how your process works and how scripting works. But yeah, use this framework, make some money, and yeah, sell your 10K offers, increase your prices. This VOL is gonna help you sell a lot more deals in 2025. Okay, peace out. See you in the next one.